What's up, everybody? It's Anthony Rosa, the Community Finance Coach, aka Mr. Remedy, and you are watching another show on our Money Monday segment brought to you by Fresh Start Advancement. And today I have my friend Christina Schratz from Valley Bank with us. Thank you so much for being on us on this live Money Monday segment, talking about having the right banker. And just so you know, this show was inspired to really inspire you. We are inspired by this conversation because business owners have a lot of things that we deal with on a daily basis, and getting access to cash flow is one of the things that is very troubling. So, Christina, thank you so much for coming on the show, and please let us know a little bit more about you and tell us who you are.
Hi, Anthony. Thank you for having me. So, yes, I'm Christina Stratz, and I am part of Valley Bank here in New Jersey. What I do here in Valley is that I assist these small business lending customers to access to capital, right, and the lending capacity. We lend out to the small business owners, and I'm also an ambassador to women owned businesses. So, business owners, there are women we have a special program for them. So we have two segments, just not only on the lending side, but also on the servicing for the businesses side.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about how you help women in business?
Absolutely. So a few years ago, we wanted to highlight small businesses that were women operated, women owned businesses. So we have a program just for that, just for women business owners all over New Jersey. We're also in Florida, we are also in Alabama, and now we're also in Beverly Hills. So what we do, and New York City. So what we do is that we have this specific account that is for the women-owned businesses. So with that account, we have a whole bunch of benefits. So what we do is that we invite these women business owners to events that we host here in Valley. And our events can be in the branches or outside of our branches, our locations. And we invite professionals to speak to them. So it can be someone from the
That's great.
SBA, someone from organizations that also help women business owners. We have our retail team with the information given to the women business owners. So it's fun, information packed filled events that help everyone. At the end of the day, it's not only women in businesses, every small business that
Absolutely.
attends our events. There's more benefits once they enroll into the program. We open up our branches, our conference rooms. Once they're part of our program, they can use our conference rooms for meetings. We have specialized accounts for them that comes with other benefits when you're a women-owned business owner.
Wow, it sounds like Valley Bank is definitely leading the way in women-owned businesses. Christina, actually, fun fact I wanted to share with you. As I was preparing for our segment today, I saw a fun statistic, and it said that 79% of the women-owned business are ages 35 and older. Is women-owned business a thing to do later in age?
I do think so. Not only later in age, anytime in life, actually. We have a lot of home-based businesses. Like myself, I'm a mother and I'm also a full-time employee, but I have aspirations, right? So one day I will love to own my business and can do it from home. So a lot of us have goals that today in the financial world is more accessible and is more reachable with all the resources that we have here in New Jersey.
So I like that you brought up a good, segue that you can start a business at any time. So I asked for those that are watching, when is the right time to start a business for those that may not have that entrepreneurship spirit yet? But for those that are in business, Christina, help me understand how Valley can help with saving time and saving money.
So we offer numbers of services, but when it comes to lending capacity, In my department, it's a fairly new department that we created in during COVID, and it was specifically to assist the smaller businesses. So in this program, we're able to lend up to 100,000 to smaller businesses at a streamlined pace. It's only credit driven. We're not going to ask for financials or tax returns or any of that. We do offer it for businesses that do bank with us, right? Because we're not asking for collateral, but it's very streamlined. A lot of our businesses went through a hurtful phase when we were hit with the pandemic. So they
Absolutely.
didn't know where to go for the resources. They didn't know who to speak to, and this is why Valley has created the community lending department because it's very streamlined. You get a personalized lender like myself. That makes it accessible and easier for them to kind of understand what Valley offers them and be able to get the offers and receive the information needed to assist their businesses.
So I remember when I was a banker, and there were so many different situations that came up where business owners are giving checks, going to the bank multiple times to deposit checks. They're having issues with HR and employees internally. And then I come to find that they don't have a good banker like you. They don't have a really good relationship with their accountant. Talk to me about how you were able to help a business owner because of the relationships that you have and that you've built.
Mhm. So when it comes to a banker, establishing a relationship and a trust factor is crucial because, especially in our communities, a lot of our business owners are unaware of of the resources that not only the banks offer, but the state offers. And I always go back to COVID. There was numerous issues when it came to, the PPP applications or when it came to grants. The issues didn't lie on how to get to it. Is more of the knowledge as to what was needed to be able to apply for it or even get it. But having that trustful banker and having that lender or someone in the bank that can gear you towards those resources or even assist you, it was very important, especially during that time. Um,
That
and
was a
that's
that
what
was a
I
tough time.
that was very a tough time, yeah. And that's what I kind of accomplished with my customers and try to accomplish with the newer customers coming on. It's more of getting to know the customer, getting to know their needs, getting to know the goals, right? Because you can be today a small business owner, and your goal is to be in 5 years an owner of a chain or a bigger business. So we as bankers will walk them through how to get there, step by step, and what you need to get there, and how to get to that bigger scale that you want to be in X amount of years. Again, there's some customers that won't qualify, right? But there's other resources that we do have in New Jersey that can qualify them for any service, financial service that they need to get help for their business.
So it sounds like business owners are kind of leaving some meat on the bone, right? Because they're just going at it on their daily. They're coming and going as they please, and they find themselves in this pattern of work, 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 trying to, you know, pretty much get their next sale. And in the middle of it all, they don't know about these benefits and resources that you guys are providing. Now, why do you think that business owners don't have strong relationships with bankers?
That's not a tough question, but that question can go a lot of different ways.
And I'm talking about the one that's always in and out, has
Yeah,
high deposits, and he says, I don't want to hear it. But you know that he could benefit so much from just sitting down and talking with you.
yeah. I think it's like what you said. It's just a busyness, right? Some of us don't want to take a break because that can be that you're walking away from that other big sale coming in. Some of us don't have the employees needed to cover the business while you're out. So that's why a lot of us are running in and out. Um, but at the end of the day, it's very important. In New Jersey, there's numerous networking activities that will bring you numerous opportunities and the wealth of knowledge needed to get your business to where you want it, or even to have some insight of possible financial services coming on or coming in, brought into businesses. So I always say networking has helped me as a banker, because there are times that the bank owners do not have the time to hear anything else than to make that deposit, like you say, or even nothing. It's a 9 to 5 or a whole day thing, and they have no other opportunity to speak to us. But networking, the after hours, the early mornings, that helps, right? Because you're putting the time to get to know what's out there for your business. And for me as a banker, it gives me the time to get to know what business needs are out there.
Yeah, I think that going to networking events has helped me tremendously, Christina. Absolutely, I agree with you. I sit on the board of Latino Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the Rotary Club. I'm in BNI, and just I don't want to spread myself too thin. I'm very selective with the organizations that I get myself involved with, and if it doesn't serve or align with my purpose or values, then you know I, that's where I feel like it's the best time to spend my time. And you're right. When I'm able to meet people at these events and we're able to spend some quality time and ask some deep diving questions and find that when they're able to open up, Christina, you hit it on the money. And I wanted to ask you. I've seen some of your posts as of recent with a beautiful stash, and you were so nice, well dressed. So, what were you being honored? Is that an organization that you're a part of? Tell us about it.
Yeah. No, there's various organizations throughout the year, and here in New Jersey we have, a few that take the time to honor community members, leaders in the community. And there's a few of them that have honored me, whether it's a woman that has been helping small businesses, or whether it's a community leader, which I am, that has been in the community making an impact. So, I'm very grateful, very humbled, and every day I thank the Lord for the opportunity that I have to be in front of everyone and to be able to kind of pay it forward, especially in the communities that are needed. So that's that.
So very modest, very modest. So Christina, how can you help business owners? We talked and opened up the conversation around lending and this new department that you developed during COVID, and with the support of the bank and being able to provide up to $100,000 in business lending. What kind of industries are preferred industries?
So we look at all industries. The ones that we don't look at are like the industries, like nonprofits, right? But other than that, we look at all industries. What I would say is, when it comes to looking into your business and kind of planning for the future, before even identifying what service you may need from any bank, is to kind of sit down and kind of look at your projections and how your business has performed. A lot of businesses do need the actual, a examination on a quarterly basis. Why? Because there's quarters, there's seasons, that businesses can be seasonal. There's businesses that are peaks are in the summertime, low times are in the wintertime. And we kind of go on a fast pace. And once we don't know it, we're already in the season that we probably needed an assistance from a bank. So this is why it's important for that business owner to take the time. And if you do need a professional to come in and sit down with you, that would be your banker or your accountant, to kind of look at your projections, your past, performance, to kind of lead into the new months. So for instance, I can have a business that we're going into the holiday season. So they can be big on, wrapping gifts, or even bringing in seasonal, objects to be able for people to buy and for them to give out as a Christmas gift. A lot of that needs preparation, right? Because you need to see how you performed last year versus this year, and kind of find the resources to enable you to either outperform the performance you did last year and do it better, whether it's on the sales side or whether it's on your employee number side, covering your that season, that particular season. So whatever need the business needs, it really needs to be seen under an examination of your business owner and the professional to kind of outperform your growth. And
Right.
that's time.
I love what you're talking about. And for me as a finance coach, I talk about forecasting and projections. And I sit as the credit counselor with the accountant and the banker. And what I'm doing is I'm doing that deep dive scrub with the personal and business credit to make sure that there's positive history, there's no derogatory remarks, there's nothing that's going to hinder this application. Because once the bank gets involved, it's like the attorney gets involved. And you better be careful because you will and can be held accountable. It's like the police. So forecasting and projections are very important. And I always highly recommend for business owners to have their projections for their business, right? What are you in business to do? Are you in business just to break even? Have your projections, right? This year, I want to make 1.2 million. Last year, I increased 15%. This year, I want to increase 25%. Last year, I had a loss of 100,000. This year, I'm going to do special training, and that's the mechanism because the goal is to cut that in half. What are you doing to be productive? And having the right banker like Christina and myself on your side will save you ultimately a headache and a lot of time and a lot of money. Right, Christina?
Absolutely, and we will all learn from what we are looking into, because I'm learning more on the business that's coming to me, and that business owner is learning more as a business owner that could also mentor other business partners that they have in their circle.
So before we let everybody get back, right? Because we don't want to take too long on this lunch and learn. Is there a story of a business that you were able to get approved, and how did that make you feel? And what was the business owner able to accomplish after? Were they purchasing a business? Were they buying equipment? Do you have a story that comes to mind?
Yeah, I have a few, but I'll say once for timing. One of them, I had a business owner that started home base, doing very, very well during COVID. Home based, right? You're giving your 100% because you're home, you're be able to focus on your business. But the dream was to ultimately go into a storefront. A lot of the grants, as we know, it's you can apply, but if that you didn't apply on time, then you're out that window. So that wasn't successful for that business owner. However, because the business owner managed to keep their credit satisfactory and was able to not get discouraged that they were a home-based business, was able to connect to customers and transfer that connection into sales, we were able to establish a credit line that was able to be used for the storefront. So that was very successful. I was very happy, and it showed the business owner the importance of not getting demotivated, but also making sure they keep on track with their personal credit. Because even though you're lending for the business, you are the signer, and you're going to be the person in charge of the business. So your personal credit does dig it
Take
is
into
affected as well.
consideration.
It's looked at as well. Yes, because you're the representation of the business. So it's very important that the business owners do understand that. Because yes, the business has its own credit, but that person representing the business should also make sure their credit is satisfactory.
Right. And
Mhm.
for those that, you know, don't understand, I'll explain. If your credit is bad on a personal, and you're trying to personally guarantee this loan through on the business, just because your business is booming, but you have bad personal, the bank can still decline you. Let's get that straight. And I always give this example, right? Like if you had $1 million and someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I have a business. Can you give me $1 million?" It's like, wait, what? You have a lot of red flags that are going to come out. So you got to think of it as you have to have good history. You have to have a good plan. Prove to me. It's like Shark Tank, right? But we're on your side. It's like Shark Tank, right? So, Christina, what would you say as we're rounding third base
Uh-huh.
are some of your final thoughts for business owners?
So, final thoughts is sure you examine your business, right? And these are for business owners that have established businesses. I know we are going sometimes 100 miles an hour, but you do have to look at the projections on a seasonal basis. What did you do last season? Where do you want to perfect yourself next season? What do you need to bring on for your business to be able to outgrow last year's sales? That you should come to that professional, your banker, and let them know, hey, this is how much I made last year. This is where I want to come into this year, and this is what I need to be able to get to there. How can you help me? If you're not being helped on the banking side, there's other resources statewide that can help. Networking is another one. Make sure you take the time out to shake hands, exchange business cards. There's many businesses out there that we can all, learn from, have our circle, and get ideas as to you were successful at your summer sales. How did you do it? You were successful at your seasonal sales during the winter. How did you do it? You can also meet COIs, right? Accountants, lawyers, different resources that even though we think that we don't need them today because we're already set, we already have our own, it's always great to have someone there that hey, I met this person on, this event. Now I need that individual to assist me during this. I have their business card. Always have the roster of professionals that are able to assist your business, and get to know your bankers, get to know who your lender is for small business, get to know who your rep is for merchant services, that machine that your customers are able to pay with your credit card. Get to know who your rep is for ADP if you want to pay your employees with a check. Get to know who that person is on the banking level, and get to know who your bankers are that are able to open up the conversation with you for the services that the bank offers, whether it's a checking account for your business, whether it's a payroll account for your business, or whether it's a savings account for your business that you might want for cushion. Um, but those are the three that are really crucial. Having a resume, just like we do our own resume on a personal level, having that resume for the business to kind of know who you are, what your mission is, what your vision is, where do you want to be in X amount of time, is it's very important for you to know how fast you're going to go with your business.
I think that was very, very well said. Thank you so much. All those remedies and hidden nuances that you're sharing with us, that was mind blowing. I told you guys in the beginning that this was very inspiring. This was an inspiring show because as business owners, we don't have the same limitations. We have to work sometimes double the amount to just make us ends meet. And there are solutions out there. There are strategies in place to help it make easier. Okay. So I always like to end our shows with the quote of the show. And this is brought to you by Warren Buffett. Your mind is like a bank. What you deposit is what you can withdraw. Thank you so much for those that are watching. Again, this is Anthony, Mr. Remedy, the community finance coach, and you are watching another segment on our Money Monday. Thank you so much. Go in grace, go in
Have
peace.
a great day. Thank you. Bye.